Hey, this is TK Irish at the Camp Kennerk podcast. It's Sunday. It's baseball. It's minor league baseball at that, where the hopes and dreams really do become reality, hopefully. But I got to tell you this, Doug the neighbor. There's an identity crisis going on in all the minor league teams. And it's not the players, it's their names. So imagine this. You go to a minor league game and you think you're going to go see the El Paso Chihuahuas. And who walks out in the field? A team in another uniform, Matados. And you're looking at your friends, hey, I thought the Chihuahuas were playing. Well, that's what the ticket said when I looked at it last week. And then there's an argument back and forth. Well, I don't want to watch the Machado. I want to watch the Chihuahuas. Well, then shut your eyes till the game's over with, and then we'll leave. How's that sound? So what's happened here is a pretty clever marketing ploy. Is that it's based on each individual team. They will change their name, their uniforms, 1 to 3 times during the season, and every team has their own idea of what they want to do, and normally it's tied into local folklore. So the thing is, though, is that they sell a lot of new merchandise. What a capitalistic idea. Hey, let's change the name of the team for a couple games, and we'll have new jerseys, and our supporters will want to buy new gear. Well, hey, I am not afraid against capitalism, but that's just a new way to look at it. And so let's just take a look at some of these name changes that are going to be going on. The Akron Rubber Ducks are going to be called the Chip Dippers. What in the world is a chip dipper? I mean, I've been to enough cocktail parties and barbecues to get a pretty good idea what a chip dipper is. But in a baseball game, I mean, is that something the third baseman does, in the seventh inning when they're getting the field ready? Or how about the Wichita Windsurfers? That's their real name. They're going to be called the Honkers. The Honkers. Is that tied into Detroit for the automotive industry, or is it something that's maybe flies in the sky? So you just never know. And here's my favorite one, though. The the Columbus Clangstones are now going to be called the Scrambled Dogs. Well, once again, what's that all about? But I guess if you live in Columbus and you follow the Clingstones, you have a pretty good idea what all that means. So if anybody out there could explain to me some of these new names and what they stand for, leave a comment for us because Doug, the neighbor, and I, we have identity issues as well, but we don't change our uniforms. We just, change our minds. Hey, Doug the neighbor, have you ever heard of a sport where they decide to change their name in the middle of the season? I think it's pretty interesting.
TK, so good to see you on this Sunday morning, May 31st, 2026, our 92nd podcast, our sports show on a Sunday morning. Have you got your coffee there?
Right here, buddy. Liquid
Okay, I got
confidence.
mine. And this is iced coffee, and it comes from our new sponsor, O's Thai O's. Can you see that there? Okay,
Yeah, I
O's
got it right there. I see it.
Thai iced coffee, our new sponsor, and it's really good. It's really sweet. And we're very happy to have this new sponsor in our podcast. Now, your situation concerning the baseball name change, I get it. It's all about selling merchandise. Give it a crazy name. The dirt spoons or whatever the other one was, the raccoon ladies, or the thumb busters. I don't know. It's very creative, and you sell a couple of t-shirts.
Yeah. But here's one. Biloxi Shuckers is going to be called the mud bugs, also known as crayfish, crawfish, crawdads.
Right.
So
Mud bugs. Yeah. Yeah. So
just
I get it. And if you take a look at Major League Baseball, as they have changed their names over the period of time too, but that was usually new eras moving into new towns, not in the middle of the season. So it's kind of interesting. Oh, kind of interesting. But anyway, I guess. What are you going to do? Complain? They've already planned it months in advance. Do you want to buy the T-shirt? No, 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 I don't want. Yes, no, that's right. They don't care. And then next Monday or next place they play, the old team's back. The old name's back. So creativeness, and we're just getting old. We just like traditionalists. I am a Texas Ranger fan. I'm an El Paso Chihuahua fan. So, give it a try. See what.
you're whining, Doug. I've seen this too many times. Wah, wah, wah.
My rants. Anyway, it's a beautiful thing to see. I got my baseball right here. I got my cap right here. Let's start off with the Texas Rangers. Right now, they are third in the American League West, and they're in Kansas City for a 3-game series. And they lost 2 of the 3 games, and they've got a getaway game today. Then they're moving on to St. Louis to play the St. Louis. They're at St. Louis to play the Cardinals. And I've got a good pal, BJ, out there in Los Angeles, who is a longtime Cardinal fan and old friend from New York City. So I get an opportunity to call him up and renew the friendship and just say, hey, Rangers playing the Texas Rangers, or the Cardinals playing the Texas Rangers. And of course, relive the sad moment when David Freese blasted a hit there in the World Series in 2010, and we had him on 2 strikes. That would have won the game. We lost anyway. But anyway, beautiful time to renew a friendship with an old friend by Texas. Hey, how you doing? That's the Cardinals are playing. So looking forward to the beauty of baseball. Now, I have a couple of things that I noticed about the Cardinal game, the Kansas City Chief game, and the Cardinal game, and I'm going to use the Cardinal game as an example. It's a 3-game series in St. Louis. Okay, on the first 2 games are on what is something called CARD, CARD. So I will assume that's the Cardinal TV network. Okay. And then the third game is on RSN. So I will assume that's another regional sports network.
Doug, your guess is good as mine. Matter of fact, maybe Las Vegas is getting a baseball team. Maybe they need to change their name to Cards, Dice, Cards. What do you
Well,
think?
Las Vegas. Well, the team that's coming is Athletics. So I think they should be the Aces, but that's the women's basketball team, and in Las Vegas. Anyway, but you see, this brings up a point, TK. 3-game series in St. Louis, 2 different sports channel networks. So as we sit here, go, okay, which one do we watch for our Texas Rangers?
Yeah.
Which you spin the wheel. Now, excuse me, you got MLB, but I understand that Kansas City and St. Louis, because they're so close together, and Texas Rangers and Houston, that they have the highest number of blackout games, whatever the cable companies work.
Douglas, I'm embarrassed to say, but I have gone to some blackout games and I don't know how I got home.
That's something different. We're talking about TV and networks and the
Oh,
and
oh,
you need to drink more coffee, TJ. But this is the whole thing, that what sports has done with this cable and streaming is, how do I watch the game? 2 games with Card Network for the Cardinals and 1 game with RSN. Where what do I do? That
yeah.
sort of stuff. So now that's kind of interesting, and I think it's rather sad because it should be a situation for us Texas Ranger fans. We just boop, hit the button, and there we go. That's what boop,
How's
that
that go again? You do what? Boop. And then you
thing.
press the button, or you can't press the button and go boop.
Boop. There you go. Now, this is the end of May. Okay, so we have basically played 50 games, 27, 60 games. We're right at about 60 games. Okay. Here is the other aspect of Major League Baseball that is a serious, serious, serious situation. Okay. You have parity with drafts and you have interleague and you got ABS, automatic balls and strikes, and all sorts of things to improve the game. But the basic aspect of teams getting to double digit losses, in other words, more than 10 games back, meaning
Yep.
they're pretty much out of it because
Yeah,
it's just,
that makes for a long season,
yeah,
Doug. You
it makes
know,
for a long season. And the aspect of any team that does come back is historic. Now that goes back to like the 73 Mets or something, or you know, so rare that it's history. The team was 10 games back in the season, they came on back. Right now, there's 30 teams. 10 of those teams after 60 games are more than double digits. You know,
well, this might be a good opportunity for their farm leagues to bring up some fresh meat and see if that can't find a new excitement for them. Even though now they're out for the season, so now they just need to work for next season.
yes, but I agree. You bring up people from the minor leagues. Now, Colorado is the Rockies. They're 15 games back, and they're, of course, in the National League. So there's four teams in the American League, and then there's six teams in the National League that are double-digit losses. Okay, and this is a sad situation because then the uh, attendance starts to fall, viewership starts to fall because you want to see a winner or a competitive game, you know.
Yeah.
And baseball's got to fix this, and I think it's one of the things they're going to have to really, really consider is the clarity of which channel your team is on, so there's clear place to find it, as opposed to, well, I don't know where it is. I don't know, you know.
Well, Doug the neighbor, here's $1 million idea. We're famous for them.
Yes.
How about we figure that out and we just post it to let everybody know? But the problem is I don't think anybody knows because of all the matrices that they tie into. But that's something for us to think about down the road.
Well, I'm all for thinking, but it's rough for the both of us, and it gets rougher when the two of us get together. Yes, I agree with you. But the aspect of Major League Baseball has got themselves into a bind, and I think one of the things that they have to do is also shorten the season. Because this is end of May. Well, we're not going to be playing the World Series till November, so that's June, July, August, September, October. That's 7 months away.
So let's do it
Six,
like
six months
let's
away.
let's do it like they do in T-ball. A 10 run limit. So
The mercy rule. The mercy rule.
mercy
Yeah.
rule. So that's the same thing. That if you lose, if you're 15 games behind, your season's over with. Pack your bags. You got an early summer.
I think that's a great idea. I think that's really a great idea. And then the season gets shortened and the contracted, and it's just I just think it's more better, more exciting. Your team's out of it. You're a dog. We're no
Yeah,
one's
yeah.
interested in watching a dog. That sort of
Mhm.
stuff. So and the players have to grind a little bit harder. So I think that's really a good idea, TK. Good
Well,
stuff.
that's what I'm paid for.
You get paid.
No, well, my self-esteem gets paid.
Well, you see, our sponsor owes Thai iced coffee, and he has the iced tea. But this stuff is really good. This stuff is really good. So, on that note, cheers. Let me cheer you coffee. Cheers.
All right. I'll have another one just to keep my attitude positive.
Right, right. Now, let's move on to my Chihuahuas, El Paso Chihuahuas. We were talking about the Chihuahuas and how they changed the name for a season, for excuse me, a series called the Mercados. I don't know what that means. I'm going to El Paso shortly, and so I will be attending a game and looking forward. And send back some videos for our podcast. Now, right now, the Chihuahuas are in Albuquerque and they've lost they're there for a 6 game series. That's the whole difference of the minor leagues. You fly in, travel on a Monday, you're there for six games, and I think that's kind of interesting way to do it. They're in Albuquerque. They've lost 2 out of the 5, and so today is the rubber game, and then they come back to El Paso, which they'll be playing the Sugarland Spacemen, Spacemen Cowboys, something like that. Spacemen Cowboys. Now, that's uh, they are, now my notes are a little bit sour here because I spilt my coffee here. So hang on a second. They are third in the Pacific Coast League East, Pacific Coast League East. And the Chihuahuas are the minor league team for San Diego, and they are 25 and 31. Okay. Now, they are hitting as a team 288. So they're doing pretty good. They're hitting away, And they've got let's see. They've got 78 home runs. They lead the league in hitting home runs. Uh, and Chase Bowen, their big number, their hitter, he's got 12 home runs. So he's hitting
Wow.
the ball pretty good. And let's see, the team has got 60 stolen bases, but their pitching suffers, really, really suffers. Uh, it's 6.68 ERA. You know,
Ooh.
yeah, it's a little rough. It's a little rough. Okay. And then the opponents are hitting 293 off of that bad pitching, so not good, not
Well, there's always room for improvement. I mean, that's just the way the game plays.
yeah, yeah. Now back to Chase Bowen. He's hitting 293 and he's got 12 home runs. The team's got 78 home runs, so they're hitting pretty much a 1.5 home runs a game. And they've got 28 stolen bases. So there is some hustle on the bases. We like to, small ball, long ball, small ball. So a little bit of hustle, but they got their work cut out for them. Now, one of the things that we here at the Camp Kennerk podcast, we have a fan favorite. We are fanboys of Holly Rowe. Remember Holly Rowe from
Holly, Holly,
Holly,
Holly.
Holly, and maybe Kevin the Magnificent Computer Dude can post a picture of Holly Rowe.
Oh,
We are
sure.
we're
Hmm.
fanboys. Okay. She popped up on TV yesterday during the women's NCAA women's softball game of Texas Tech playing Tennessee. Okay. Now, Tech, the reason I was watching that is I've got some neighbors and some high school buddies who are went to Texas Tech. So, and one of my pals went to the game and sent in a couple of pictures at Oklahoma City. Now, it was a pretty darn good game, and Holly Rowe was the announcer on that. But and one play was fantastic. I don't care who, men's or women's. Center fielder caught the ball and threw a dime. I mean, a dime to the third base side of the catcher. It was right there. She swung around and got that runner coming in from third, just like that. But the throw was 5 feet off the ground, came on in, and sunk to the catcher. She was on her knees. She caught that thing and boom, got the runner. It was an outstanding throw and catch by the catcher to get the runner out. That was really something. No, but sadly, the Texas Tech team lost by a home run in the bottom of the ninth.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
it was just like after
that's
bringing it was ended up 2-1 after tying it in the was I guess the eighth they tied it on up, and so
the thrill
anyway.
of victory, the agony of defeat.
Oh, agony of defeat. That one's going to hurt because just great game, just really hurt. So anyway, uh, Tennessee goes on to play somebody else, and then in women's softball, Texas, the University of Texas here in Austin, okay, they are playing Nebraska. Here's something you and I have talked about, okay? AI uh, plus sports schedules by the teams, representative team, just finding out who's playing next. You have to search for it. It's okay. Texas Longhorns women's NCAA. Okay, who's playing next? Wait a minute, that was yesterday's game. Texas, we'll do it again. AI, who's playing? Where's their schedule? It's not listed. It's just I've I don't know. Maybe I'm just an old retired goat and just stuck in my ways. I'm having a little trouble finding those answers. Are you
Well,
experiencing the
Doug,
same?
just think if the team manager is having the same issue as you. I mean, they wake up in the morning and they go, "Okay, guys, where are we playing today? Where do you want to play?" Oh, I don't care.
And then you mentioned they changed the name of the teams. So what? The manager goes into the locker room and says, "Who are you guys?"
Yeah, yeah. Think about that. Think about the manager who goes into the locker room on the game that they changed the name and he forgets about it, right? So he walks out in the locker room and he sees all these guys and I could have sworn I was manager of the Chihuahuas. What's this other team? You know? So
Didn't we
they
trade you away?
yeah, yeah. Oh, UFOs. UFOs came down and abducted them and put them into another league.
Upper management did it again. They traded away the team and they changed it. And are we supposed to play here?
Yeah,
They didn't tell me.
yeah. They may think it's a funny practical joke, but to the manager, it could take him over the edge.
I know. Now, on another note, the men's baseball NCAA tournament is going on, and Texas is going to play Santa Barbara tomorrow, I think. The thing with the uh, playoffs in softball, men's baseball and women's softball is it's a 2 out of 3 game series. You have to win two, and if you lose a game, you go into a loser bracket, and then if you win in the loser bracket, you can play the winner again.
It's called double elimination.
Double elimination,
In
right?
other words, they want to sell twice as many tickets.
Totally true. Yeah. So I'm trying to keep my head around about it and understanding how it works. It's just okay, okay. Who are you playing and why are they here? Why are they here? Okay, okay, okay. Who's good? I thought you lost. No. They get to play again. Okay. So is this grand participation stuff? Oh, it's okay. You lost. We'll let you play again.
Yeah, yeah. That was a fluke that you lost. Here's your participation win.
I don't know. But anyway, watching the game yesterday, great throw by that center fielder, and home run at the bottom of the ninth. Just basic baseball. baseball, no matter who's playing it, women, men, so just who's ever playing it, you know. Okay, now to close, I've got something very interesting for the Austin area and Texas, and you know about this. The Spurs beat Oklahoma City in 7 games, and they now go to the NBA Finals against the Knicks.
Ooh,
Right.
that's
And
a
now the first game, I believe, is in San Antonio, it's on June 3rd at San Antonio. Check your local listings to find out. Don't be listening to Doug the neighbor. I try. Don't yell at me. I try. And since I lived in New York City for so many years, I was a Knicks fan and could walk up to the Garden. I saw Jordan get his 50 there. It was just a real experience just walking up and going to the Garden. And now the Spurs, because I go back to one game I went to with George Irvin, the Iceman against Walton back in the 70s, and that was wild. That was wild. So I'm Dallas Maverick plus Spurs plus Rockets fan. So, but anyway, Spurs, Knicks, June 3rd, finals.
well. I'm glad you got three teams to choose because eventually one of them's going to win.
One, and absolutely true. TK, I got my coffee. It's Sunday morning sports. It's always great seeing you. Play ball.
Aaron, go brawl.